This session is quite interesting because this session will have special addresses from the three departments of Government of India who are realizing the Digital India dream, if I may say so. We have with us Dr. Rajkumar Upadhyay, Executive Director, CDOT, Government of India. I request him to come on stage, please. A huge round of applause for him. We have with us Mr. Sanjeev Bansal, Director General, EarnIt, Government of India. And we have with us Mr. IPS Sethi, DDG NIC. I request him to come on stage, please. You can understand NIC, EarnIt, and CDOT. I can say the backbone of India's e-governance journey lies on them. The backbone of digital India, digital connectivity. You talk about data-driven governance, all will be here. I think Sanjeev Bansal sir was here only. I request my colleagues if they can just find Mr. Bansal and so that he can join us on stage. With this, I request Dr. Rajkumar Upadhyay, Executive Director, CDOT, Government of India, to give his special address. The topic is digital connectivity, ushering new era of digital India. I request Mr. Sanjeev Bansal. I can see him, yes. A huge round of applause for him as well, please. As I was saying that this session will cover digital connectivity and how data-driven governance is happening in the country. So we'll have a perspective from EarnIt, from CDOT. Again, for 5G, CDOT is very important, and how NIC is doing their thing. So over to you, Dr. Rajkumar Upadhyay, Executive Director, CDOT, Government of India. Huge round of applause for him, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think a lot of it would have been covered because I joined late, but nevertheless, I thought to re-emphasize the 9 pillars of Digital India. So primarily starting from connectivity to manufacturing to universal availability to creating jobs. So this was the vision of the government when the Digital India scheme came, that we will provide information to everyone in a very democratic manner, and this should lead to efficiency, this should lead to bridging the digital divide, and this should also see that some jobs are created. So I think some of the major programs, Aadhaar, eSign, UPI, Digital Locker, Jan Dhan, National Digital Literacy Mission, eBhasha, and the bottom two I mentioned because government also is working very hard that the manufacturing happens in India. The PLI stands for Production Linked Incentive, wherein if you manufacture in India, government gives you a cashback of up to 4 to 6%. And then DLI is design-led incentive, wherein if you manufacture in India and also the design is of India, so you get 1% more. In terms of barriers to Digital India, yes, because this was the thinking of the government, but we have many barriers, especially in rural areas, difficult terrains to be handled, lower disposable incomes in the rural areas, connectivity issues, and vernacular language content. No commercial, unless because the private entities won't go to these areas because they are commercially not viable. So what did government do? And government has many, schemes to overcome these challenges. So few of the schemes I would like to say. One of the scheme is USF, Universal Service Obligation, wherein the government collects 5% of the revenues of the telecom operators, and that money is replowed to the development of the areas in the remote areas. So many schemes are there in terms of pilot project, in terms of new technologies, in terms of, and recently Government of India has said that 5% of the earnings of the USOF will go to R&D and telecom R&D. That's a very big boost, and it will definitely help our ecosystem, startup ecosystem, and the industry in terms of giving the R&D. And you would have noticed Honorable Prime Minister in his speech on 15th August added a new slogan, Jai Anusandhan. Much of incentive is being, emphasis is being given in the R&D also. So USF approximately 1,27,000 crore they have collected, and approximately 70,000 they have already spent on various schemes. In the remote areas, if you go, the commercially unviable, the private operators won't go. Therefore, the USOF puts a tender and allows people to funds CapEx as well as OpEx to cover these areas. The other big scheme is the National Fiber Optical Network. As you may be aware that almost, part of the scheme, the government came up with the National Broadband Plan, and later on it was called NOFN, National Optical Fiber Network. Part of this, Honorable Prime Minister has announced that we will go to each and every village of 6,40,000 villages we have. So each and every village will get fiber. The schemes are already there. Approximately around 1.8 lakh villages are already fiberized, and now shortly there may be a tender for how to operationalize this, because putting a fiber and still the distribution part is not taken care. So we place the fiber in the village and the distribution is left open to the, so the government is coming up with a scheme that how to fund the distribution part also in terms of revenue sharing this, so that you don't have to really put a lot of money, and all the infrastructure will be made available to you, and some of the revenue you share with the government. Then the public internet access. I think Government of India launched a scheme called PM Money. I don't know how many of you are aware. PM Money scheme emphasizes and aims to create public Wi-Fi hotspots in the country. So there is a target of creating 10 million hotspots as a just beginning. The PM Money actually allows the hotspots in all public areas, but the main challenge earlier was how do you allow the public Wi-Fi without taking care of the security, KYC and all those things, charging, everything. This particular PM Money framework allows you all this. It ensures security, ensures KYC, ensures that without even knowing, just by the PM Money SSID you can connect, and the coupons as low as 1 rupee, 2 rupees are available on the portal. So if you are in a village or if you are in some area you can't afford 500 rupees per month, you can just buy 1 rupee per GB. Some of the operators are giving 1 rupee, 1 GB schemes in this. So it's a just begun. Almost currently 1 lakh hotspots have been created in the country, and I am sure that now the scheme is taking forward. More state governments are coming around to create these Wi-Fi hotspots. For example, UP government recently announced they will do Wi-Fi in 58,000 villages, part of this scheme. Then LW area, left-wing extremist area, government has been regularly funding, starting from 2014, some 3,500 crore were spent, then 2016, 275 crore, 2017, 7330, and in the last cabinet meeting very recently, 2,500 crore was allotted to BSNL for connecting the balance 25,000 villages. We still remain unconnected. So there is many efforts are happening from the government side in terms of bridging this digital divide, so that the benefits of the digital India do not remain only in urban areas, they also go to the rural areas. So part of, since I am the head of CDOT, so I thought I'll also put up some of the technologies what we are doing. We currently work in all the areas of telecom and security, right from telecom switching to optical to software, security, wireless, and the network management. And out of 1,81,000, approximately 1,40,000 villages are powered by CDOT technology today. The NMS, the network, complete 6,40,000 villages are monitored in the central platform called NOC, where we get the visibility of each village, that whether the village it is working, not working, number one. If it is not working, what is the problem? It's a power supply problem, CPU problem, solar panel problem. And also this NOC gives you what is the download, upload happening in that village, because that is the key outcome of this scheme, that unless until people are able to use this particular network. So the NMS provides us the complete India visibility from a center place. We have an app also. I think it's not open to public yet, but there are efforts that it will be open to public, wherein you can see the status of any village, what is the download, uploads happening in that village, and whether that village fiber is working or not working. So we work in switching, we work in optical, we have various products, I won't go into those details. We also work in the security area. We have many systems for the cyber security of the country. We are responsible for detecting the malicious and the threat which are emanating from various other countries, and show them on real time basis, and alert the organizations which are getting affected from this. This is a very important thing I would like to say, that there was a great push of becoming Atmanirbhar Bharat. The Honorable Prime Minister said that so much of talent we have in our country. Most of the IPs are generated here and they go out and it comes as a product to you. So why is not that this talent produces IP for the whole country? And this challenge was given to us somewhere in 2020 during the COVID time, saying that India should have its own 4G, 5G. And I'm very happy to inform that the 4G technology and the 5G technology has already been developed by CDOT, and radios have been developed by Tejas, which is a Tata company now. And together with TCS, Tejas and CDOT, we have already received a commercial order from BSNL for pan-India launch in the country. So soon, why I'm saying BSNL? Because BSNL goes to the villages where others may not go, because it is funded recently. You may have noticed in the newspapers, 1.64 lakh crore was given to BSNL. Why it was given? Because the universal service obligation, those kind of commitments are done by BSNL. So we will be launching our own India's own stack 4G and 5G very soon in the BSNL. I think as quickly as October, November, this service will be launched using completely indigenous technology, right from radio to software to core to everything. It's A to Z indigenous. And this will be a big boost, because currently if you look at the electronics and IT, the trade deficit what we have in the electronics IT alone is around $65 billion. The Honorable Prime Minister have been telling, not only you should produce for the country, you should export. And I'm sure that, once this gets launched in BSNL, we'll also supply to other private operators as well as in the global market. So just to run around, these are our optical products which we supply to, which is powering BharatNet and other like RailTel and BSNL. We supply these optical products, both in access as well as transport. We have network management system, as I said. It is a asset agnostic. It can work in water, it can work in electricity. Today we are monitoring through this 6,40,000 villages. All are not connected, so the which are not connected, it shows not connected. 1,80,000 villages update you can get state-wise, and complete details you will get on your tip on the app. These are our routers and switches. This is another important, I would like to say, because I see, many in this August gathering are from different states. This is one of the security concerns. Why did we get into our 4G, 5G? Because the telecommunication is the most critical infrastructure. If something happens to this sector, all your sectors will be collapsing. Banking will collapse, electricity will collapse, health will collapse, education will collapse. So therefore, it is very, very important for us that we, protect our telecom infrastructure. And that is how the 4G, 5G, if once you get into your own core, nobody can, penetrate into that. And you would have seen that many of the, some of the vendors were banned in some of the countries because of the security breaches. So another big breach can happen on the router. We have noticed that routers are also vulnerable, because these are all connected on IP, and in no time the routers can be brought down, your network can be brought down. So therefore, the completely indigenous, all kind of routers, including terabyte routers, multiple terabits are also available and is deployed in many places. Wireless solutions, Wi-Fi, right from Wi-Fi 4, 5, 6 are available. And this is one I would like to, because from the state governments, very senior officers are here. This is a very important, see what happens in your village if you don't have, where is it? Work? In this it is not working. If you have a village where you don't have any connectivity today, and if it is within 10 kilometers of a fiber village, which we have 2 lakh currently, using a Wi-Fi, just 8,000 dabba here and 8,000 dabba there, you can drop up to 1 GB bandwidth here. So this is already working. In the trial was done in Maharashtra. So in this, this also supplies lot many applications which doesn't require net, because lot of it is stored in the local server, and This can come within 15 days. You can connect your villages using a Wi-Fi P2P link at 5 gigahertz, and it drops up bandwidth up to 1 GB. And many of the applications are served from the local server there, which doesn't require internet. For example, all education channels, all online lectures, books, these kind of applications are available. We have software applications in terms of IoT platform. We have a completely indigenous 1M2M compliant IoT platform. We have disaster management. Recently, it was completed. Disaster management system, which is totally automated, and it is operational for last 1.5 years. It saved many lives in Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Bengal, and it was heavily used in the cyclones and the flood. It can be used for any kind of disasters. Software applications like we have WhatsApp equivalent, which is called Samvad, which is used by many agencies. We have video conferencing tool, secure video conferencing tool. If any of the organizations are interested in this secure video conferencing tool, we can supply this. Telecom software application, we have navigation, face recognition, those kind of things. Suppose you are going in a hospital and you don't know where to go. So we have an AR, VR based, it will let you know, it will guide you like GPS guides you on the street, this guides you inside the building. So many other applications, and we have also transfer technology to almost 100 technology transfers has happened to approximately 36 partners, which are government as well as private. And this is the last slide, and this I want to emphasize a little bit. We have come up with a collaborative research program. What I mean by collaborative research program, till now CDOT was developing everything inside. It was not letting anything, any other partner to come in. So now we have prepared a policy wherein we welcome and encourage the industry as well as startups to join hands with us. We will support them in terms of technical, mentorship, IPR, funding. So any of these startups, those who are working in telecom and security areas, I encourage them to contact CDOT. We will take your application to next level, and we will also, if wherever required, we will fund the organization. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajkumar Upadhyay, Executive Director of CDOT. You have all seen what kind of remarkable work being done by the CDOT. In the beginning of this session, I said the beauty of this session is that we have three people together in this session, which signifies Ministry of Electronics and IT and Ministry of Communication. And these two ministries and these three departments, that's why I said it's a backbone of India's e-governance or digital governance journey, because without CDOT or EarnNet or NIC, you can't even think of doing something in governance ecosystem. And that was an exciting presentation. I'm sure delegates who are present here will be interested to interact with Dr. Upadhyay as well as Mr. Bansal or Mr. IPS Sethi. From Minister of Communication, let's shift to Minister of IT.